A Manhattan man was hospitalized Friday following a pursuit on K-18. According to the Kansas Highway Patrol, Geary County deputies were in pursuit of a Kia Forte driven by 58-year-old Mose Allen shortly before 10 p.m. in the eastbound lanes. Allen lost control of his vehicle, striking the right and left side of a bridge wall and coming to rest in the center median. He was transported to Stormont Vale, Flint Hills for a suspected minor injury. The crash report states he was not wearing a seatbelt. He's jailed in Geary County on several charges, including felony flee or attempt to elude law enforcement and driving under the influence. RCPD made 3 arrests Friday in connection to a drug investigation. Police executed a search warrant just before 2 o'clock in the 3000 block of Claflin Road, resulting in charges for 41-year-old Stephanie Taylor, 28-year-old Greer Griffin, and 32-year-old Colton Gardner. Taylor has been charged with a slew of probable cause offenses, including distribution of opiates, marijuana, and possession of drug paraphernalia with intent to distribute. She's jailed on a $100,000 bond. Griffith arrested on similar charges, but also possession of hallucinogenics, criminal use of a weapon, and aggravated child endangerment. He's jailed on a $75,000 bond. Gardner faces similar charges. He's jailed on a $15,000 bond. Authorities in Geary County say deputies this past week seized about 7,000 counterfeit oxycodone pills containing fentanyl. The sheriff's office says a traffic stop was conducted on February 4th on I-70, where officers found M30 pills and learned they were intended to be distributed in Geary County. The discovery also led to several search warrants and arrests, with more arrests and charges still pending. A judge has granted Geary County Commissioner's request for a temporary injunction in an ongoing financial dispute over EMS services. 5th Judicial District Judge W. Lee Fowler made the ruling Thursday, preventing Junction City from suspending its EMS services outside the city limits, while also requiring Geary County to continue paying for the service. Junction City was planning to suspend EMS services outside the city limits on February 20th if an agreement could not be reached. Judge Fowler is allowing the 2 government entities to continue their negotiations or draft a new contract. Geary County Commission Chair Trish Giordano says she's pleased with the ruling.
Reading the injunction, you can see that the judge was very concerned about the health and well-being of everybody, including people who drive through our area.
A long-standing contract requires Geary County to pay 2/3 of the cost, with Junction City paying the remaining third. The city owns and operates the EMS fleet. The 2 sides, though, have been far apart in negotiations for months, but Giordano says she's optimistic that a deal can eventually be reached.
Right now, we're about $38,000 difference in 2023. So hopefully we're close, and I believe that the statements that were made by the city attorney, Britton Stites, on Tuesday, he sounded very optimistic that we could possibly work these things out, and I hope so.
A status hearing is scheduled on the matter at 9:30 a.m. on April 3rd. A former Clay County undersheriff is under investigation for alleged mistreatment of an inmate. The Kansas Bureau of Investigation says 55-year-old Harold Stelner of Clay Center turned himself in Friday and was subsequently arrested and charged with mistreatment of a confined person, which is a Class A misdemeanor. KBI initiated an investigation in early October at the request of the Clay County Sheriff when he discovered evidence of an incident that took place in late September at the jail. Stelner is believed to have unlawfully struck an inmate and has since been fired. The investigation remains ongoing, with the Kansas Attorney General's office expected to prosecute. Some of Manhattan's best business leaders and volunteers were recognized Friday at the 99th Annual Manhattan Area Chamber of Commerce annual meeting. The honor of the night went to Manhattan City Manager Ron Fear, who was selected as the 2023 Ludd-Fisher Citizen of the Year.
I'm very humbled and honored and blessed to be recognized. To be on that list with everybody that's gone before me is a huge honor, and I'm very appreciative of it.
Fear is retiring in April after more than 4 decades with the city, including the past 24 years in his current position. The 2023 C. Clyde Jones Volunteer of the Year Award given to retired attorney Jim Morrison.
I've known C. Clyde for more than 60 years. He was one of my teachers. He's phenomenal in the community for gifting, so it really makes it special.
Blade Magis, meanwhile, named the 2023 Young Professional of the Year.
There's been a ton of mentors in this community, specifically from the business community, and at the same time, our team, everyone in our office, the people that really make stuff happen, couldn't do any of the things we do without the help of kind of this big family that I call Manhattan.
Meanwhile, Saturday, participants didn't let the cold weather deter them from entering the frigid water of Tuttle Creek Lake at the annual Polar Plunge. Organizer Kristen Gugesberg.
Based on our registration numbers and the amount that were here, I think pretty much everyone showed up. They were not deterred by the cold at all.
Guggesberg says they've raised more money than in previous years.
I think we're right about $14,000, which is up from previous years, so I'm really happy with that.
The event took place at the Tuttle Creek Swim Beach, where RCPD also served up food to all the participants.
Good morning, I'm Troy Coverdale with your sports headlines at News Radio, KMAN and K-Man's Morning News.
13 seconds to go in the overtime, 22-19 San Francisco. McKinnon is in at running back, first down and goal to go. Play action fake, right side throw, touchdown! Kansas City! McCole Hardman with the catch on the right side. A 3-yard touchdown pass in overtime. Kansas City wins the game, 25-22.
Mitch Holtis with the call on the Chiefs radio network last evening as Patrick Mahomes' 3-yard touchdown pass to McCole Hardman in the extra frame gave the Chiefs a 25-22 victory, meaning that Kansas City becomes the NFL's 9th repeat Super Bowl champions.
Battle through the adversity that we battled through this year, and guys staying with the process, keeping believing. You never know how it's going to happen, and to be able to go play three great teams, to get to this game and play another great team and win all those games, it was a true road in the playoffs, and we were able to come through and be Super Bowl champs.
Mahomes claiming the MVP after scrambling for a pair of first downs, including one on a 4th and 1 with the game on the line. He went 8 for 8 on the drive.
I think you guys can appreciate him. You get to see him, what he is. I mean, there's no facade there. He comes to work every day, humble, wanting to be great, challenges the guys around him to be great every play, never flinches. You drop the ball, we'll get the next one. Or listen, I need you in this spot right here. It's not like chewing them out or any of that bit. And likewise with the penalties. Okay, well, let's keep our hands tighter. Let's not grab. So, but that's the way he operates. A pleasure to coach. Absolute pleasure to coach.
Mahomes performing that magic after the 49ers had driven for a field goal in overtime. San Francisco's drive came to an end when the Niners kicked a field goal on a 4th and 4 from the 9. Their head coach, Kyle Shanahan.
It's just something we talked about with, that none of us have a ton of experience of it, but we went through all the analytics and talked with those guys, and we just thought to be better. We wanted the ball third. If both teams matched and scored, we wanted to be the ones who had the chance to go win, and we got that field goal, so we knew we had to hold them to at least to a field goal, and if we did, then we thought it was in our hands after that.
Mahomes becomes only the 6th quarterback to win 3 Super Bowls and the youngest to do it. Hall of Famers Joe Montana and Terry Bradshaw are within reach with 4 apiece. Manhattan's girls wrestlers finished 3rd as a team at the 6A5A Regional at Junction City, with 7 wrestlers heading to Wichita in 2 weeks for the state tournament.
It's huge. You try to put a number to it as you head into it, and it's always kind of hard. One of the numbers we like to look at is 2 years ago we had 1. Last year we had 2 qualifiers, and now this year, 7, and very close to having 8 to 9. So we're very proud of the girls, and we're excited for those 7.
Head coach Sean Bomas after 2 Indians claimed individual crowns on Saturday. Sage Rosario continued her unbeaten run at 155 pounds, and freshman Kayla Kramer took first at 120 pounds.
I'm proud of her. She has her goals set on placing high at state, and she knew this was another step to get to that and to go out there. And a couple of matches, the girls kind of figured out a way to slow her down a little bit, but we ended up working through that, getting on top, and getting those pins in those matches.
Sophia Hemi dropped a championship match at 145. Alex Hostler took 4th at 110. Evelyn Thornburg, 4th at 125. Tiara Young, 4th at 135. And Elena Silfer finished 4th at 140 to round out Manhattan's placers. In the 4A 1A event at Sabetha, Wamegoo's Peyton Brazel finished 1st at 100 pounds. Rock Creek's Brooklyn Bernheide won the title at 125. The Mustang's Cecilia Lynch placed 3rd at 190. And Joey Perkins claimed 4th at 100 pounds to qualify for state in 2 weeks. Regionals for boys are this coming weekend. Fousseyni Traore scored 14 points and had 8 rebounds Saturday night to lead number 21 BYU past K-State 72-66. Spencer Johnson and Jackson Robinson added 12 points apiece to help the Cougars square their mark in Big 12 play. Arthur Kaluma led the Wildcats with 18 points and 8 rebounds. Cam Carter added 14. The Cats had pulled to within 66-64 with a little over a minute remaining, having trailed by 17 early in the half. Yesterday's top 25 action, just one game on the docket, as number 20 FAU drops Wichita State 95-82. Riley Glenn scored 23. Serena Sundell drove for the go-ahead layup with 26 seconds to go on Saturday afternoon as 8th-ranked K-State held on to beat Oklahoma State 69-68. Sundell finished with 17 points and 7 assists. Gabby Gregory added 11 points. Ziana Walker 10 for the Wildcats, who won their 15th straight at home. They'll visit Iowa State on Wednesday. Caitlin Clark's pursuit of the NCAA women's career scoring mark will continue for at least 4 more days. Her 31-point performance in number 2 Iowa's loss to Nebraska, just not enough. Clark went scoreless over the final 12 and a half minutes against the Huskers and now needs 8 points to break the record. She'll likely do it Thursday night in Iowa City against Michigan.